Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'm delighted to follow the honourable member for Bexhill and Battle. As a co-sponsor of this debate with the Right Honourable Member for Harlow, I believe it is important that this House has the opportunity to fully scrutinise the Department for Education spending, and I hope they'll come to the same conclusion as me, that much more needs to be spent on our schools and our young people's education. I hope that we all agree that the aim is to provide the right education for every child. For some children, that will be an education that's firmly based in learning practical and vocational skills. For others, it will be an education based on academic excellence. These are not my words, Mr Deputy Speaker, but the words of the Prime Minister in her maiden speech on the 2nd of June 1997. I'd like to use the next few minutes to examine the Prime Minister's words and see how they fit with the Department for Education's policies today and the Department's spending plans. Firstly, the right education for every child. I agree with the Prime Minister's words that every child deserves the right education. That should be regardless of their background, postcode or support needed.
On that point, will the member give way?
I will give way.
Thank you. Since the introduction of the new Code of Practice, there's been a significant increase in pupils eligible to access SEN funding, but no proportionate increase in funding from central government. Does the honourable member agree with me that the government needs to examine pressures on SEN budgets as part of its spending review to help struggling local authorities like Cheshire East Council, who are already anticipating a £2 million overspend this year alone?
I couldn't agree more with my honourable friend, and it's something the Education Select Committee will be looking at in its current inquiry. Sadly, it's not the case for many children across the country where they are given the appropriate support. Growing Up North, a report by the Children's Commissioner for England stated, "It is also important to understand that a disproportionate number of children in the North are growing up in communities of entrenched disadvantage, which have not enjoyed the financial growth or government energy and spotlight that have so boosted opportunities in other areas of the country, London and the South East in particular. As a result, too many disadvantaged children in the North are being left behind." This report, alongside work from other organisations such as the Northern Powerhouse Partnership, shows that children are being denied the same quality education and support based just on where they're born. Furthermore, the Social Mobility Commission's 2017 State of the Nation report found that disadvantaged children are 14 percentage points less likely to be school-ready at age 5 in social mobility cold spots than in hotspots. In 94 areas, under half of disadvantaged children reach a good level of development at age 5. Shocking statistics. Both these reports highlight the devastating impact that the lack of social mobility has on our children. Children who go to school without having the best start in life, hungry, in dirty clothes, and potentially lacking social and emotional support. This impacts on the child all the way through their educational journey and into adulthood, a cycle of deprivation. I have witnessed such deprivation firsthand throughout my teaching career. An essential part in delivering this quality education to each child is a nurturing and supportive school environment. I know that teachers and head teachers across the country are working so hard to provide the best education for our children, but funding cuts over the last several years have made their job increasingly difficult. Secondly, the Prime Minister said, "For some children, that will be an education that's firmly based in learning practical and vocational skills." Mr Deputy Speaker, in addition to the school system, our colleges and sixth forms are being starved of funding. Figures from the Sixth Form Colleges Association state that 50% of schools and colleges have dropped courses in modern foreign languages, 34% dropped STEM subjects, 67% have reduced student support services and extracurricular support, and 77% are teaching students in larger classes. Since 2010, total expenditure on 16 to 18 education has fallen by an incredible 17.5% in real terms. This area of our education system has been hit hard by cuts. And I've heard personally from leaders in my constituency of Combe Valley just how much pressure and stress this is placing on them. Funding in 2017-18 for sixth forms and colleges is £5,400 per student, the same as it was in real terms in 1990. Mr Deputy Speaker, each one of our young people deserves to have an education and career choices and be respected and valued. Is it too much to ask for a genuine and balanced commitment to further education routes? In the third part of the Prime Minister's maiden speech, she talks about, for others, it will be an education based on academic excellence. Cutting subjects, raising class sizes and forcing students to learn in dilapidated sheds will not allow academic excellence to be achieved to its fullest potential. Across the UK, £2.8 billion has been cut from the school budgets since 2015. That breaks down to, on average, £45,000 per primary school and £185,000 per secondary school. Academic excellence shouldn't just be open to those who are wealthy and can afford to pay for private schools or tuition. It should be something that every child in every classroom, in every school in the country should be able to aspire to.